Why has D&D always been considered the gateway into the TTRPG hobby? Sure, it's the most popular, but I would argue that there are better and easier games to introduce new players to the tabletop scene. Some of these games have simple mechanics that make combat faster and roleplay smoother. Katanas and Kimonos by Jacob D.C. Ross from Thunderegg Productions is a perfect example of this. In addition to my review, I'll summarize the game session to give you a sense of the action and pacing. This is the story of what happened to our characters, Katsuma, played by me, and Kata, played by one of my friends, during an invasion that no one saw coming. Welcome, adventurer. I'm the Blind Bard, and this is where we make connections through storytelling. My husband, the Worldly Wizard, stumbled upon this game as he was browsing the magical nexus, aka the internet. Based on Lasers and Feelings by John Harper, this rules-light, fun-heavy, fast-paced D6 system allows you to play a samurai in feudal Japan. It's easy to learn, and we had a great time playing it. If you're on a quest to discover new and interesting games, then you're in the right place because my mission is to give you all the highlights to help you decide if this game is worth your time. We analyze all the elements and create a rating system in 5 categories that appeal to both sighted and blind players. By the end of this journey, you will know if this game is right for your table. The categories are fun factor, ease of play, character management, reliance on digital tools, and visual dependency. Stick around for my overall rating and final thoughts. So grab your dice and let's get rolling. For fun factor, we gave Katanas and Kimonos a score of 5 out of 5. This game truly sets itself apart from the various other RPGs I've played. It is easy to get into character because nothing is predetermined on your character sheet. Unlike other games with tons of modifiers and skills, this game simplifies it all. You choose a path, and if what you want to do aligns with that path, then you can make the roll. In the game we played, the opening banquet hall scene was intense. Our daimyo was slain right before our eyes, betrayed by his own vassals. Ungrateful. Kata and I had to make a snap decision before the castle was completely overrun.
Come on, let's get out of here.
We sprinted for the door, guarded by a samurai. And in a desperate attempt to escape, I punched him in the face. And we were able to push past him. Yeah, because these hands are deadly weapons. When playing, I memorized the most important bits, my 1 stat and path. So there was no need for me to look at my character sheet. I mean, listen to my character sheet? Or read it with Braille? Class isn't a thing either, which my husband, the Worldly Wizard, loves because he's always joking with me that he has no class. The simplicity lets you focus on creative problem solving and instinctive reactions, eliminating analysis paralysis and ramping up the fun. Combat is a blast. No initiative, 1 roll for hitting and damage, and whether you hit or get hit depends on if you succeeded your roll and any risk or cursed dice. We managed to fight our way out of the banquet hall. The main entrance was almost certainly blocked off by samurai guards by now.
No, not that way. The main entrance is probably all blocked off. We can't risk it.
Down the hall to our left was the armory. To our right, there was a hallway leading to the daimyo's quarters, which hopefully had a window that we could escape from.
Okay, so where to now? The armory?
But the question was, should we take the time to loot the armory and risk our escape route being cut off, trapping us inside?
I don't know. There may not be time. We need to make sure we get out. The daimyo's quarters is our best option. We should head there now.
For ease of play, we gave Katanas and Kimonos a score of 5 out of 5. This game is light on crunch with just 1 stat to remember. Pick a number, and that's your roll under and roll over goal. The dual roll mechanic feels fresh. Consequences work as narrative hit points in both social and combat situations. They behave differently according to what makes sense, but you don't have many, making death a real consequence. See what I did there? It's easy enough for kids too. All you need to know is how to count to 6. Upon entering the room, we ran for the daimyo's window, and we were confronted by 2 samurai. They charged at us, managed to throw one of them out the window. We tried to interrogate the other, But he refused to talk, except to make snarky comments about our daimyo. No one insults my daimyo. He learned pretty quick because I threw him out the window. Looking out the window, we saw the enemy ships below, and it became clear that things were much worse than we had at first thought. We climbed out onto the narrow outside ledge, only to realize we were faced with a sheer, smooth stone drop and a very long descent to the castle walls. Uh-oh. For character management, we gave Katanas and Kimonos a score of 5 out of 5. Character creation takes minutes. Pick your stat, path, weapons, name, goal, and you're ready to roll. Paths include artisan, aesthetic, bushi, ninja, official, and yakuza. When your personal goal is fulfilled, you can level up. Through our backstories, we established that both Kata and I had family members who left to fight in a war. It wasn't until later that we learned of their fate, giving us a clear goal to focus on. While a character sheet isn't technically required, I find it helpful to review mine before each session, especially since we don't always play the same game every week. This quick refresher helps me get back into character.
That's a long way down. There's no way we can climb down without a rope. I told you we should have gone to the armory. You're right. You go back to the armory and look for a rope. I will stay here and protect our escape route.
Kata decided to double back and search the armory, hoping to find some rope. Meanwhile, I climbed back through the daimyo's window and put on his armor, which I spotted in the corner of the room, hoping that it would help confuse our enemies, also knowing that it would make me a target. Before we move on to the next categories, if you're enjoying this review, I invite you to join our adventuring party by subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to take up your sword and strike that like button so I can continue to bring you more content like this. For reliance on digital tools, we gave Katanas and Kimonos a score of 4 out of 5. All PDFs for this game are available at DriveThruRPG. Easy to read and won't kill your printer ink if you prefer hard copies. The reason why this category did not receive a 5 out of 5, because as you level up, tracking your weapons, consequences, and paths will require a character sheet, which is not provided in the PDF. The Worldly Wizard created a Word version linked in the description for you to download for free. Screen reader accessibility is solid, tested with VoiceOver, JAWS, and NVDA, and they all passed their investigation checks. But they struggled accurately reading the images. TalkBack was not tested, as I do not own an Android. So if you try this with TalkBack, please let me know how well it works for you. Kata had been gone for a while, so I went to the armory to assist her. When I arrived, she was fighting a few vassals. Their momentary shock gave us the advantage. One of them pointed at me, exclaiming, "It's not possible! I killed you!" Kata immediately seized the opportunity, shouting, "The daimyo lives!" We managed to find a rope and make our escape.
Got the rope. Let's get out of here.
But not before we were both slashed in the process.
We lost our chance. Your room's blocked. Quickly, this way.
With the daimyo's room blocked off, we had no choice but to head to the next closest exit. We found a room with a window that led down into the courtyard.
Down there? That's almost as bad. Look how many samurai are down there in the courtyard. It's our only option. We have no choice.
Not ideal because it was swarming with enemy samurai. We were sitting ducks, but we had no other option. For visual dependency, we gave Katanas and Kimonos a score of 5 out of 5. You don't need minis to play this game, although if that's your thing, it's totally cool. It's more about narration and action, requiring players to use theater of the mind. You build the story dynamically with the GM, painting a vivid picture of the world and characters. Since Kata was not skilled at rappelling, I had to help her down into the courtyard.
Here, I'll help you. Let's go. Follow me.
We were immediately ambushed by Onis, humanoid creatures with superhuman strength.
You're a coward. Fight me like a man. You won't win, but your death will be quick.
A single blow from a mace had us hurtling backward through the air, crashing into the side of a building with bone-jarring force. The impact knocked the air from our lungs, leaving us gasping for breath and disoriented.
Kata, you okay?
Wounded, bloodied, and barely conscious, we made a final desperate attempt to escape. We tried to rappel down to the water and swim for it, hoping this would be our way out. You will need to differentiate between your regular D6s, risk D6s, and curse D6s. If you can see color and read standard numbers, great. You can use any color and texture to set your dice apart. For us VIPs, we can use different sizes and textures. Small plastic Pip D6s feel different than giant ones, or Braille D6s. This game is fully playable without reliance on sight. The Onis grabbed the rope and started pulling us back up, likely to finish us off.
You can't escape that easily.
Death by Oni or death by ocean? No contest. We didn't give him the chance. We jumped instead. I was immediately pushed underwater due to the daimyo's armor. I struggled to get it off as water filled my lungs. I blacked out before I could. Kata pulled me to the surface and managed to free me from the daimyo's armor, only to pass out herself. And that's where our session ended. Are we dead? We don't know. We will have to play again to find out. Due to its simplicity and streamlined mechanics, this game lends itself to out-of-the-box thinking. And that's why we gave Katanas and Kimonos a total score of 4.8 out of 5. As a visually impaired player not into anime or feudal Japan, I found this game extremely entertaining. With mood music and vivid descriptions provided by the GM, I was transported into this mythical world. In case there are questions, I purchased this game from DriveThruRPG, and I was not paid for this review. Do you agree with our score? It was kid tested and Shogun approved. Let me know in the comments. As you can see, there are a lot of books behind me, so let me know what you would like to see me cover in future quests. If you're still here, please help us slay the YouTube algorithm dragon by subscribing, sounding the enchanted bell, and ensuring all our notifications reach you so you're always ready for our next escapade. Remember, you have a voice that weaves wonders. So go forth and tell your tales, and I will see you in the next adventure. Thank you for watching. Down, oh yeah, sorry. Blah. It's totally full. Yeah. Painting of yeah. They